content. I know my content ain't very good at the moment, but everyone's got to start somewhere.
I do rant a lot, and it's a bit confusing, and I am trying to clear up some of the rants. But the more I clear it up, the more it gets clearer. So it does take a while to remove the junk in between and the unnecessary. So
So I'm trying to vlog use my camera today, my front camera. And it's broken, but I want to try and get my camera adjustments right. Thought I'll talk about various things. Yeah. Okay, one. Let me get this out of the way in case anyone who finds me online sees this. I'll probably still get in trouble depending on who you talk to. Hopefully I don't. I like all three countries that I come from, right? Or used to come from. That would be England, Malaysia, and Singapore. Now, due to life and me maturing a bit slower, I probably lost two of them. I'm now from Singapore. It's also known as the strictest country in the world. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big ranter though. So I have, while I like all the three countries, I also rant a lot about all the three countries. But I can tell you one thing. Malaysia, Singapore, and England are probably the least racist countries in the world, from what I can tell based on the media and news. And they are not racist. It's just whether or not you can get along with the culture. Right? So, yeah. In England, I didn't succeed because I couldn't get a job. Alright, so that's a bit tough. You know, I used to be a right of abode, or in case Singapore's listening, in Singapore, yeah, it's illegal to hold more than one citizenship, and I don't think I'm Malaysian anymore, which, yeah, you're wondering, how can you think, and not be sure? Like I said, wow, I grew up slightly different. I didn't know that these things were hard to come by. I didn't know money was hard to come by. It was like, it's about how hard you worked. I didn't know things people actually do try to make sure you lose stuff. And the problem I didn't succeed in England is because, well, you have to, when you go there with less money, so everything of my money is divided. I know how to struggle, so I know how to survive on a with low savings. But I guess the hard part about it is more about life. It's just a lot of curveballs, and everyone has family problems. And considering half of my life was in all three countries, so 1/3 of my life is in all three countries, it's quite tough to find people to rely on. Yeah. So I'm always trying to smile. I think being charismatic is a good thing, you know. So don't judge me that I'm not miserable when I might be, you know. But don't judge me as I might be miserable when I'm not. Just don't judge me. Let things roll and play out. And I'll rant quickly. Even though I like all three countries, I do have my rants. So anytime you hear a rant, you have to remember, I do like the places I am ranting about. Alright? But we have to rant. We have to talk sometimes. And people need to know the truth of each situation, or why, or what happened. Alright? It can only go on for so long where it's always the individual's fault, but is it, I have nothing wrong against rich people, but is it everyone's fault that the top 1% have more money than the 99% of the rest of the world? Is that the end of our fault? So listen wisely and don't take it as an offense. And if you have, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I got a lot of rants, right? Yeah. So when I was in England, I couldn't get a job. I couldn't find any job. It turns out while the government is not racist, When it comes to jobs, the people are quite racist. I maybe it's bad timing. At other times, you could actually hear them whisper. So I could be making this up. I could be telling tales. But it's up to you to understand and just to take it wisely. So yeah, maybe I'd go to snack shop, right? And then ask for, look, are you hiring? And he goes, they'll take one look and go, like, look at you and go, no, not you. Or I'd go to a famous clothes shop and they would go, yeah, well, we want to hire you. And he go, yeah, we got another one from Puerto Rico or somewhere that I've never heard of, South America. And then they find out I'm not. And they're like, oh, no, you got to send an email to us and we'll get back to you. And there's no way to send an email because you can ask them and you can spend hours, half an hour with them trying to look, okay, give me your email address. No, you have to go, and they would say you'd have to go through the official website. Well, you said you're looking for people to be employed. So you can't get a job unless you're from a certain country. And it's not the government's fault. It's just they're quite picky, you know? Everyone's picky, not the government. They seem to be really nice. Yeah. And then, like I said, a lot of curveballs. So we all explode and this and that. And more people want to explode at me because, or I have my own reasoning. I think people just wait for us to screw up, even the smallest screw up, and it gets explosive. I'm trying to be nice. It doesn't matter if I lose. I would defend myself, and everyone knows that. And I guess some people take that, some people who don't know that, they go overboard. So leaving that all aside, I now reside in Singapore, where I have more ants. Yeah. So this is, if you guys don't know, I came from Malaysia to Singapore, and now I am not a rich guy, but I have my woes sound like a rich man woes. I'm very fortunate to go around three countries. So now I now reside in the strictest country in the world. You can search on YouTube. It's also the country with the most expensive cars in the world. And if I don't say this, they'll probably call me in. Why are you complaining about our country? Like, I'll say it first. Like I said, I say it first so you don't have to ask. Just go and search on YouTube. You even have your own TV station talking about you have the most expensive cars in the country with famous actors from, Fast and Furious or Vin Diesel. Is that Too Fast, Too Furious or Fast and Furious, And they're talking about, whoa, Singapore's car price is outrageous, They're like, what? So not only do they not, yeah. One thing they haven't talked about is the pricing of land here. Singapore has no land. So, yeah, land here is outrageous. You can't afford it if unless you're a millionaire or a billionaire. I bet you Singapore has the most expensive land in the world as well, right? So how does the rest of us get by? We get by in flats. And I put up with my situation. I do not own the place I stay at. It's a special criteria, which I'd rather not talk about. You know, most people, it's tough, and I don't want to bring any attention to it. I'm trying to work my way up until I can afford a place again. Yeah, it's really tough. All right. So after that, when you find out a lot of things in Singapore are illegal, you got to kind of just sit around and do nothing while applying for work. And I've been unemployed for a very long time. Okay, all right. I came from the video games industry, and that ain't that good for me. I guess they just don't like me in that industry, and it's also illegal for me to work in Singapore at the computer industry. But I don't mind. Yeah, I don't really want to go back to the industry anyway. it's always about logic, and you're writing a book, and every book is a person's mind, and everyone complains that they don't understand someone's mind. Also it's good when it's just some people's work this takes a lot longer. So, there's many reasons. You can write the shortest code, and they're not happy. They're like, oh, I can write that myself. Oh, yes, you could. Did you want something more complex for a simple problem that had a simple solution, but you wanted it longer, like you could, so that you couldn't write it yourself? I don't understand what you're trying to buy here, you know. So yeah, I'm not very interested in the IT industry there. Um, yeah. Uh, all right. So then I play Minetest. Now let's get on to Minetest and Blender. All right. I do like Minetest. It's very cool. I think we should be monetizing on it. It doesn't, and hope that the public helps us and enjoys our content. I know my content ain't very good at the moment, but everyone's got to start somewhere. And the best place is to start and just do following that procedure. Um, yeah. So then, when everything's illegal, there's only left to play a video game. So, because I'm still reading about what's illegal in Singapore since I just returned, uh, wow, you know, there are YouTube channels about things that are illegal in Singapore that we're also accustomed to. I'm accustomed to some of them, like no chewing gum. All right, I was not accustomed to the no open fire. So as you reach my age, you probably want to have more mature leisures, right? Even though you come from a video game industries or anything or software industry, so I can't do any of that. So I'm just going to end up playing Minetest and try some Blender while I probably try and get a job, maybe Grab or something. There's Grab here, there's Food Panda. While I have 15 years of driving and riding experience up to 600cc, I don't really ride 600cc, and I need to convert my license, and now it's already past the time, because when I came in, I was really busy, so, and exhausted, so I didn't get a chance to do that. Now I have to probably have to retake my license altogether. So while all of this is happening, and we got COVID's just ending, there's so many laws and rules and restrictions, and I can't afford, I don't think anyone can afford to get summoned, fine. All right? It's not the type of, man, that is fine that you want. This is the, I got fined. All right? That's a fine right there. All right. So I figure all I can do is play Minetest. I make some videos on Blender, the game engine that is now depreciated. They stopped using it. There's also an UpBGE fork. You can use that. I like the two because there's also Tesseract, if anyone's seen. There's an FPS, which is really good. And there's a lot more. It all depends on your preference. So with Minetest, what's really fun for me is that while I can't do anything, I can sit down there and play this persistent world that that matures with me as I go along, as I get better. Adventure, story. I've been watching other people do it. Don't judge me, but at least I'm supporting somebody's work. People who probably don't have a job. And that's not their fault. They don't have a job most of the time. We have a lot of curveballs in the world. Just the entry for a job is one of them. So yeah, that's why I play Minetest, because it's larger. The world doesn't end, and I can keep upgrading it. So and then we got Blender. And Blender, they keep trying to encourage us to make it our own. So that becomes my game engine. Because if I use other game engines, there's 101 bugs, and usually it's just converting bugs. I'm really tired of running into conversion bugs where I'm not in control of it. So I'm sticking to Blender for as long as I can. I'm not very interested in picking up the most popular Unity. It has a high learning curve. I have used it before, but the learning curve is so high that I've forgotten how to use it. Right? Yeah. So I'm just trying to stick to something simple. I didn't start all of this so I could sit there and code and sit at the computer all day. I started it so that I could sit at the computer less, unless I wanted a bit of entertainment. All right. I think coding goes along that way of they make us sit there more, and everyone has their own academic preference or industry preference, and it hinders the whole speed issue. So I have enough experience to be fast, as long as no one's judging my work or my code. That if you accidentally do see it, in the video, I'm doing this for entertainment videos. I think everybody needs to support everybody. So I have more than one account on YouTube. I have two. All right. One is for my channel. That's the channel you're at. And one is for my private browsing. Now, on my private browsing, I subscribe to anybody who's below 1,000 subscribers. I hope you do that too. So if my channel's below 1,000 subscribers and you haven't subscribed, can you go and press that subscribe button? I do rant a lot, and it's a bit confusing, and I am trying to clear up some of the rants. But the more I clear it up, the more it gets clearer. So it does take a while to remove the junk in between and the unnecessary. So yeah, other than that, the latest trends I'm following, even though a lot of it is money woes, so it's out of my league, and some of them are illegal, and they'll be like, what's illegal? Like, everything. I'm not talking about drugs here, I'm talking about an open flame, but there are ways around it, it turns out. Just which ones of the ways that are around it are legal. And it's going to take a while to find out. So yeah, don't annoy me about, oh, what's illegal? Everything's illegal. Blah, 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 blah. Huh? Yeah. I'm going to throw you in jail. I should probably cut that out. Alright. Hold you in contempt. Just for saying hold you in contempt. Alright. So yeah, I've been following sailboats. I think that is a gorgeous way to live, because I was looking at affordability of housing is insane. So I was just looking at RV cars, not RV cars, RV vans, livable vans, and I think that's a great alternative to the struggling person. So, but I can't do that here in Singapore. I should make a video about the pricing stuff, but I wouldn't be any good at making the pricing video. I'd have to go down to, car shops, and it'll be like a documentary, and I'm not good at that. Right, so yeah, and then after that, I started looking at, so these are my trends that I don't want to, that are new, and some of them I started about 4 years ago as well. Like 4 years ago already started, I was interested in my plants. Now I'm not getting anywhere. I just moved to where I am at, restarting, So I hope to do some city farming there. Or when I say city farming, I'm talking about the real deal, individual city farming, with whatever space that we have, Sailboats, yeah. I was looking at sailboats. That's another alternative living lifestyle. I was watching it, and I was watching these rich people. Because have you seen the prices of a yacht? It is insane, right? It's the same price as a house, all right? At least where I'm from. The cheaper ones I saw were in America, and it's not like I'm going to go there. Someone has to bring a cheap boat to me here, right? And when I'm talking cheap, I'm really talking cheap, Yeah. But yeah, the living lifestyle on it was really fun. Sailing from one place to another. How long are you going to take to get to one country? As long as it takes, as long as you don't need to pay rent. I thought that was a great idea. So I've been watching them. So whoever's been getting my views, I've been watching you. It's really fun. Yeah. And then because the whole van thing, here's the cars are the most expensive in the world, and even if you could do it, it's illegal. You're not allowed to put sleeping facilities in a vehicle here for the purpose of sleeping inside the vehicle. Who knew? You know? Yeah, it's kind of like the news on America. I watch YouTube. You guys share a lot, you know. But you should. If you don't share a lot, people, you know, you don't get a good comparison of the peacefulness in the world around you. Right? America, you guys look like you're having a hard time with racism and riots, whereas the rest of the world, there's barely any racism around here these days, or years, you know. I say a good 20 years for me. Not very racist, no matter the color. It's just a culture, you know. So yeah, my rant, my vlog today is just about all of this nonsense. As for the mod I'm doing on Minetest, yeah, it's almost there. I spent a whole day trying to make a video yesterday, only to delete it and realize it wasn't worth the video. So I don't know what type of material is supposed to be on these videos. A whole day of just making a video that was worthless. Yeah. And the more tired I get, the less effort I want to put, because I want it to be fast. So even though fast, it should be somewhat on the low quality, decent, until I get better, so I know what I'm doing, so I know what's fast. Yeah, because it's like a fruit. The fruit should ripe fast. I mean, should mature fast. It's part of the trending topic. We never know when. I never know when that happens. No one knows when that happens. You know, Minetest came out 10 years ago. Well, he found it. Can you believe that? It's like, you know, and Minecraft itself got 1 billion. Nothing gets branded these days. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the end of my blog, my rant, my vlog, my vlog. Yeah. All right. Bye bye.